this morning I got myself in a little bit of a pickle. It was a bit of a challenge getting up this morning. Let's have a look. Morning! I've come in my pyjamas because I was going to be late and I had the choice to be late or wear my pyjamas, so I wore my pyjamas, so that's okay.
Debs, you can't come to work in your pyjamas. It's just not the done thing. Go home and get changed.
Okay. Is this better?
Yes, Debs, much better choice. Now you look like you're coming to work.
Well, that wasn't too much of a big challenge, but I remember one challenge that was really big and it was really scary. And actually, it was so new and I didn't want to do it that I ended up running away. Look at this. Debs is going to really like this.
Wow, that's awesome. Lovely.
Guys, what's with the green wall?
It's a green screen, Debs. We're filming. We've got to film our assemblies online now, so we need to get going.
Yeah, we're really excited. I mean, everything's going to be filmed instead of going into schools. You know, we've had to change things. So yeah, I mean, it's just fantastic.
Oh, I've got you your favourite colour T-shirt to wear. Yeah. I don't want to film.
Well, you haven't really got a choice. Just get on with it. I mean, you know, I know it's not like your favourite thing, but it'll be fine. You really haven't got a choice. We just need to do it.
I have got a choice.
No, you haven't.
I have. I'm not doing it. Debs, don't go! I can't do it. It's too new. It's too difficult. I really can't do it. I've got to get out of here. I really can't stay. I can't stay. I've got to go. I've got to go. Can't just stop running away. Oh, God, please help me. Help me to be brave.
Wow, well, what a lot of different challenges that Deb's had. I guess we all have challenges at school, and even through life we get challenges as well. I wonder if you've ever decided already what you might be when you've left school. Maybe some of you will be scientists, or maybe even an astronaut. The man in our story today, well, he had a really cool job. He was a prophet, which means that he heard God speak and then he spoke out the message from God. Sometimes he spoke out that message of love. Sometimes he spoke out a message that was a little more challenging, that people should stop doing their own thing and start doing God's ways. And he always spoke to God's special people, the Israelites. Then one day, God spoke to Jonah. He spoke a really difficult challenge. He said to Jonah, I want you to go to the city of Nineveh. Tell the people to say sorry to me and to stop being bad and to start following my ways. But the problem was the city of Nineveh had a powerful king. It was a massive city. And the people who lived there had been God's enemies for a very long time. So Jonah was really scared. He made a bad choice. He thought he could run away from God. But of course, God is omnipresent, which means he's everywhere. Jonah was foolish. He ran until he got to a port where the boats were, and he jumped on board a boat and he hoped that going across the sea he would be even further from God and God wouldn't be able to find him. But God knew all along where Jonah was, and so God sent a massive storm, a special kind of storm that even the sailors knew was different. The storm was threatening to get the boat overthrown and sink the boat, and Jonah was hiding deep down in the bottom of the boat. The sailors all came to Jonah and they said, have you caused this storm? Of course, Jonah knew that he had. And he told the sailors, yes, I'm running away from God because God is giving me a really, really big challenge and I'm scared. If you want the storm to stop, said Jonah, you need to throw me over the boat into the sea. But the sailors thought, no, there's no way we can do that. I mean, that can't be right. So they tried hard to row the boat to the beach. But the winds and the waves were far too strong. They tried to put all their cargo into the sea. But the winds and the waves were still fierce and all around Jonah. And in the end, after they had cast lots, they went back to Jonah. Are you sure? Yes, said Jonah. If you want the storm to stop, you have to throw me into the sea. So the sailors picked up Jonah and they threw him overboard. And then, in an instant, the wind and the waves calmed down. The sea was like a mill pond. The blue sky was out and Jonah was going down, 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 down deep into the sea. And just when Jonah thought that he had almost had his last breath and he was going to drown, God sent a great big fish to rescue him. And the fish came close and it just swallowed Jonah up without even biting him. Now Jonah was alive, but he was stuck inside the fish. And he stayed there, the Bible says, for 3 days. I'm not sure what Jonah was thinking or learning about in those 3 days, but we do know he prayed to God. Then, after 3 days, God did something a little bit gruesome. He gave the fish a really, really bad bellyache, and he caused the fish to swim really close to the beach. And then the fish was sick all over the beach, and out came Jonah. Ugh, I know, disgusting. Jonah shook off all the slime. He was glad he was out of the fish. It was dark and slimy and smelly in there. And as he looked at the beach and the blue sky, God spoke again. Go to Nineveh, said God, and tell the people there, the bad people, yes, my enemies, tell them that they should say sorry to me. They should stop being bad and they should start following my ways. This time, Jonah made a really good choice. He picked himself up and off he went to the big, huge city of Nineveh. When he got there, he eventually got to speak to the king. He was still afraid. His knees were still knocking. But when he spoke to the king said, oh, yes, we should say sorry to God. We should stop being bad. We should follow God's ways. And he commanded all the people in his kingdom to do the same. That day, Jonah learnt a very important lesson. When we face hard or difficult times, it's never a good choice to run away. Jonah, well, he learnt to trust God when things are difficult, even when we're afraid.
Well, that was an amazing story that Jenny has shared with us about how Jonah had to face a difficult challenge, and with God's help, he made a positive choice. We all have to face challenges, and just like Debs and Jonah, when I have to face a challenge, I always say a prayer, talk to God, and that's what I'm going to do now. So if you'd like to be quiet and just listen, and at the end, if you agree, we can all do the Worldly Amen together. Dear God, thank you for that story of Jonah. Thank you that you are always with us when we're facing challenges. Help us to be brave when we're feeling afraid. Help us to be strong when we're feeling weak. And Lord, be with each one of us as we face challenges in our lives. And help us to have a positive attitude as we change classes and schools. Amen.